I never thought I'd say this, but some games are better online than they are at the table.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Today, we're talking about the games we'd rather play on Board Game Arena and why.
Hey, gamer friends, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Josiah,
and we are ready to roll. For those of you who don't know, Board Game Arena, or BGA as it's called most of the time, is just an online platform where you can play a ton of board games, and mostly for free. They do have a premium option that you can join. It's not very expensive. Maybe
it's like $6 or something like
that.
No.
No. It's like $36 or something.
For the year.
For the year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And 36, 40, I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, it's a pretty reasonable price for the amount of games that you can play. And then you get to play with all different kinds of people as well.
That's right.
When we say that these games are better on BGA, we are not saying all games, first of all. In fact, that's not even close to what we're saying.
No.
We're not saying that playing these games that we're going to talk about in person are bad either, because we actually like playing them in person.
Yes.
That's why we were excited to play them on BGA, because we love these games.
And just to make a note, we like our preferences to play in person.
Absolutely.
For the vast majority of games. However, there are some
there are a few.
Yeah, that are exceptions.
These games are just games that like really shine on a digital platform.
Yeah, that's right. So we wanted to explain our reasons as to why we think some games are better on BGA or online than in person, right?
Yes.
So the first one is games that have a heavy setup.
Or teardown.
Right?
Yes.
Or usually both.
Yes, if they have a...
Yes. And so those games that are just more difficult to get to the table because of the before and after.
Yeah, if it takes you a really long time to set up, and BGA will just do all of that for you.
Yes, in an instant.
That makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
These games may have heavy like bookkeeping. So if there's a lot of math, or you have to keep track of all kinds of points in some way, and BGA does it for you, I'm all for that.
Absolutely. Another reason is faster play time.
Yeah, so online you can just like go through games where you can't obviously do that in person.
Yeah, and you can, like, a lot of times we'll have 12, 15 games going at the same time.
Right.
And you just run through all of your turns in every game until the next person plays their turns, and then you do it again. So it's just a lot faster, a lot easier to get games played.
Yeah, very convenient.
Yeah.
And then the last one is rules enforcement, because BGA has corrected our rules on multiple occasions. There have only been like one or two times where it was like a really big deal, but there's been several of those like little like rules that I was like, oh, I didn't realize I was supposed to do that. Okay. And then you just go on with the game. And it doesn't really have like a huge impact, but it does help you like play the game correctly.
Sure. Yeah. There's only been one game that we had a major rules correction that happened on BGA.
That's true. And that was Paint the Roses. So if you've watched the content, you already know that.
Yeah.
But yes, Paint the Roses was definitely a major correction. Yeah. But we've had a few
most of the time, it's just like, oh, I didn't know you're supposed to put that there.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Or whatever it is.
So we've picked out 6 games that we think are better on BGA, and we thought we'd tell you why. So the first one on the list is a game called Ark Nova.
You might have heard about it.
You may have heard about it. Now, Ark Nova is one of my absolute favorite games of all time.
It's epic.
It is really the greatest game ever made.
I don't know about that.
One of them.
It is one of the greatest games. Yes.
Okay. And so I absolutely love this game in person, but when we started playing it digitally, it took on a whole new life, because now I get to play it all the time, because Ark Nova is not a game that you can just get to the table all the time.
Hey, we've got 30 minutes to play a game. Let's get Ark Nova out.
Right.
No,
that's
said
not
no one
gonna,
ever.
Right. That is not going to happen. It is a long game, and it takes up a lot of space. If you know that board that goes all the way down your table.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of setup involved.
Yeah.
And it's just a long game. And so what BGA did was take all of the setup, all of the long game. I mean, it's still a long game.
Sure.
But you can take your turn and move on, you know, and then you get to come back and it's your turn again. And it's just so good digitally.
And it's really well adapted because it's a game that you don't have to necessarily know exactly what's happening on other people's turns,
right?
To take your turn or to have fun taking your turn.
That's right.
I sometimes will be like, okay, what are they collecting Europe cards,
right?
Or whatever. Like I'll go and look, just but I don't have to.
Correct.
I can just take my turn, and it's more of a group solitaire type game.
Yeah, like where it's a solitaire game, but you're playing as a group. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. The next one on the list is pretty transformative for me.
Yes, it is.
It's Lost Ruins of Arnak. This is a game that I did not like.
Right.
Flat out did not like, didn't enjoy. Because I think, if you know us at all, you know that I take a little bit to ramp up into a game anyway. When we played this game in person, I wanted to go a certain way.
Right. You wanted to play it a certain
way. I
way.
wanted to defeat monsters.
Yes. And that's all you wanted to do.
And that's all I wanted to do. And I am not convinced that you can win the game only doing that.
I am not either.
I know that there are people who say they can and do, but I am not convinced of that.
I think they're liars.
And also, there's a lot going on in the game. It's got a decent amount of parts and setup and tear down, and things like that. And so it's not one that we were going to just get to the table a lot.
Especially because he didn't like it very much. So it was just one of those games that's like probably not going to get to the table very often because of that.
That's right. And then she was like, hey, let's play it on BGA. I was like, fine. Okay, it's been a little while since we played. I'll play it on BGA. And it just like the light came on.
Yes.
And I can't really explain it. I don't really know why this happened, but all of a sudden it just made sense to me when we played it on BGA. And I love the game now.
Yeah.
I went from not liking it to loving it.
Right.
And the only difference was we played it on BGA.
Right. So there you go. It has to make this list because of that. I'm wondering how other people will think about that. Like if they'll feel the same way or not. But
yeah. I don't know if it was just the BGA kind of helps me understand, what my options are and all of those things. So it kind of maybe streamlined it for me. I don't know. And I mean, now I understand, obviously we've played it enough that I know what I want to do and how I want to do it and everything. But that transition from table to BGA was massive. And there's not been a game like that since.
That's true. The next one on the list is a game called Forest Shuffle, which we really enjoy. Forest Shuffle. You're just building out your trees with animals, and you can put the animals, some of them play on top or bottom of your tree or left or right, and you score based on that. The reason that we like this one on BGA better is actually for two reasons. So the first reason that it's better on BGA is because it is actually a pretty big table hog.
It is.
When you have all the cards and you're building out your tableau and you're trying to fit everything in this space, especially with 4 players.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you got 10 trees.
Right.
With cards above and below and on the sides, and I mean, it just stretches out. And
yeah.
I mean, it's a table hog at 2.
It is.
At 4, it's like hard to fit on the table.
Yeah, you're like trying to keep it together.
Squeeze everything together.
And then the other reason why is because I don't have to do any of the math.
That's true.
It is all done for me. Like when we are scoring at the end, I'm not trying to be like, okay, and I have how many of these and all that. It's just like done, automatic. And I'm like, that was so easy.
It is. Because one of the things that makes Forest Shuffle so great is that it is like one of the best like combo-tastic card games out there.
There's
Like
lots.
you just can combo like crazy in this game. But with that comes a lot of
points,
high numbers.
Yeah.
And so the math part is a big deal.
Yeah, so that being done for you on BGA, and it's like, oh, Danielle wins. And I'm like, yes, I do. It's just great.
Yeah. Next is Guild of Merchant Explorers. And this is one that it's still a game for me that is like, it's okay.
Yes.
For me. But she loves it. And our other playing partner on BGA loves it. And so we play it, and I'll play it with them. the reason that it's better for me on BGA is because it tells me exactly what I can do.
Yes, that's true.
Because when we play it at the table, there's no one that says, okay, you can only play in these areas and these areas, and you can play over here.
Right.
And so I have to figure that out every time.
Yes.
Because I don't enjoy the game as much. I'm not as invested, I think, in really deep diving and learning the game well. And so playing it on BGA takes care of all that for me and helps me to enjoy the game as much as I can.
Right. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably prefer this one a little bit more in person only because I like to see what everyone's doing.
Yeah.
And there's a race to those objectives. Of course, you can do that on BGA.
Yeah.
It's just like you have to pay attention a little bit more.
Yeah, it's certainly easier in person.
But at the same time, I know for a fact that the best way to get this played is on BGA, and it's really fun. Yeah. It's really fun. So it's not like that big of a difference for me. So I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Next up is Great Western Trail.
Yeah.
So this one, for a lot of the reasons that these big games kind of work well, I feel like Great Western Trail just kind of narrows the focus. It sets up everything for you, first of all, which Great Western Trail, I feel like, has kind of a big setup. Maybe you guys don't feel that way.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of a tedious setup. Maybe is a better way to put it.
That's right.
I like that it's already set up for you, and it already has the tiles out where they can be, and you just kind of go around. And it's like, okay, you can keep going or not or whatever.
Yeah.
It just makes it so much more simple to play.
Yep.
And then, of course, it takes care of all of the points and all of the things for you.
Yeah, and this one specifically, when I'm playing one of my own cards onto the different spots, it tells me exactly where I can play.
Right, you're not having to be like, okay, wait, which ones you can play, because you're like, wait a minute, okay, I have this many, builders, and so I can do, that kind of thing. You don't even have to think about it.
Exactly.
It just does it.
The last one that we'll talk about today is for me again, and it's Cartographers.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure you probably enjoy this one better in person.
You know what? I really don't think that it's that different.
Okay.
I like it on BGA a lot.
Yeah, so the reason that I prefer this on BGA a lot more than in person is because I don't have to draw the little shapes.
Yeah, he hates doing that. The roll and write thing, he does not like.
I'm not a fan.
The right
I'm not a fan of the right part.
Yes.
And so it takes care of that. It's just a shape that I can place on my map wherever I want to.
Yes.
And it takes all of the things I dislike about roll and writes or draft and writes or whatever it is away. And so now I can enjoy the game.
Yes. Yeah, and I actually like it. I mean, because part of the thing is I want it to look good when I draw it. And and so that part does bother me if I'm like, it's starting to get really messy looking.
Yeah.
And so it takes that away for me as well. And so I kind of like that.
Yeah. Now we want to hear from you. I want two things from you, if possible, if you're willing. One, what games do you think are better on BGA than in person? And two, where did you disagree with us and why?
Yeah, I want to know if you guys were like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
That is not true.
Or if you did agree with us, let us know why.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.